The Northern Colorado IMRG celebrated its 4th-year chapter anniversary on July 30th, 2022. As in years past, we had many fun-filled riding adventures and social events. We also had some poignant moments along the way. This highlight video is a glimpse of our journey this past year. We kicked off our 4th year with the What's Not to Like ride? We met for some socializing, because we like to socialize. We rode some back county roads, because we like to ride, and ended at Fiona's Delicatessen, because we like to eat. Ride Fear Free was a dealership event where Paul taught some motorcycle skills to riders who recently purchased a motorcycle. Other NOCO IMRG chapter members were present to help out with the dealership's event. Guanella Pass ride was one fun time for the books. What a fantastic ride with so much to see and smell. The fresh forest smell was amazing and the beauty that comes with it needs no words. We enjoyed our brown bag lunch on the pass, and then proceeded into Georgetown. Our motorcycle ride to Dowdy Lake and Red Feather Lakes was outstanding, and it was a beautiful day to ride. As we have done on prior Red Feather rides, we played Bug Splat. Each person got to place their target anywhere they wanted on their bike to try and capture the most Bug Splats. The winner for this round was Ted. Boy, what a great day we had on the cinnamon roll ride where we rode to the Glen Haven General Store to taste those so yummy cinnamon rolls. We had 19 motorcycles with some new faces, some returning faces that we've not seen in a while, and a whole lot of smiling going on. The weather was perfect. Seeing the big Thompson River, and smelling the fresh forest was so refreshing. It was a pretty hot day for this road survival skills motorcycle training session, but there was plenty of cold water to stay hydrated, and we learned a lot from our safety director Paul. The Northern Colorado IMRG had its first official Saturday chapter meeting. To commemorate the inaugural Saturday chapter meeting, we went on a ride afterward to Cheyenne for lunch. It doesn't take much for the NOCO IMRG to find a good reason to ride. It was a nice sunny day for the Fall Colors ride, and the temperature was just right. Not too cold and not too hot. We rode down the peak-to-peak highway to Ward, where we took a short jaunt on Brainerd Lake Road to stop and enjoy our brown bag lunches. After we ate our lunch, we headed east across Left Hand Canyon with its fun twisties. On the progressive dinner ride we went to Greeley for appetizers at Rambo's dealership, then headed to Fort Collins where Scott had chili and salad for us. We then had the main course at Polly and Susan's place. Afterward, we headed over to Severance to have desserts at Dan and Terry's. A big thanks to everyone who hosted the stops and provided the food, and opened their homes for us to come and socialize. All the food was so good. Our Sunday follow the Gypsy Glide ride to Johnstown Urban Egg didn't quite work out as planned. The wait time was 2 hours, but since it was nearing lunchtime, we opted to go over to Bad Daddy's Burger. With exceptionally warm and dry November weather in the low 70s, we couldn't pass up the opportunity for an impromptu motorcycle ride. We met at the Indian Motorcycle of Fort Collins dealership and rode to Fiona's Deli for lunch by taking a long roundabout way to get there. We lost a dear friend who passed away on November 9, 2021. Bob was a big part of our chapter and left a big hole. He participated in many rides and chapter meetings, and always provided us with many fascinating stories, and fun times together, and boy could he make us laugh. Bob, it's been a wonderful ride together. Thanks for all the memories. You will continue to be greatly missed, but never forgotten. A farewell friendship dinner for Susan and Polly at Nordy's barbecue before they moved to Arkansas. The dinner gathering was packed with fun and laughter, and talking about all of the good experiences, and crazy funny times we have had together. It was an honor to be at the Grandview Cemetery ceremony in Fort Collins to help place wreaths on the graves of those who served in the military. We had a brief chapter meeting, then enjoyed our holiday party at the Indian Motorcycle of Fort Collins dealership. We ate and socialized to celebrate friendships, riding, and a joy of the holiday season with friends. It was a very enjoyable and fun time. We rode to Kersey to kick off the Northern Colorado IMRG riding season after our March chapter meeting. It was a beautiful day to ride, seek, and explore with friends. We encountered a bit of a traffic jam rolling into Kersey due to the locals stopping and gawking at our bikes as we rolled in. This was the second ride of the NOCO IMRG 2022 riding season. We had a delicious breakfast at Vern's Place followed by an enjoyable ride around the lakes. It didn't quite get as warm as originally forecasted, but nonetheless was a good day being with friends. Northern Colorado Indian Motorcycle Riders Group Safety Director, Paul, conducted skills training for the chapter. He covered important motorcycle riding techniques you need to understand to help be safe out on the road. Paul is making the NOCO IMRG a much better and safe riding group. After a fun chapter meeting, we rode to Wellington for lunch at Salda, Jalisco. The ride to Wellington could have been called the Bob Seeger ride as we were running against the wind the whole way there. We rode Lee Hill near Boulder and a portion of Left Hand Canyon. It was a little cool and cloudy, but turned out to be a nice ride when we got into the hills and out of the wind. We ended the ride in Lyons where we had lunch. We celebrated International Female Ride Day by riding to Guanella Pass where we stopped for a brown bag lunch and enjoyed the beautiful surrounding scenery of the mountains. The pass was closed part way up, so we had to turn around and backtrack. Nevertheless, it was a wonderful motorcycle ride. Paul was unavailable this day, but we decided to practice what we had been previously taught by setting up cone patterns and maneuvering through them. We had 13 motorcycles on this Glen Haven venture. This cinnamon roll ride never grows old, no matter how many times we do it. It was nice to ride alongside of the many awesome chapter members, and then hang out for a while in Glen Haven before going to see the beauty of the Rockies as we circled through Estes. After the chapter meeting in June, we headed out to Timberline Church where Paul conducted a motorcycle road survival skills training session for us. The Durango Rendezvous is an annual social and riding event in Durango for all Indian motorcycle owners, and where you will encounter some of the most scenic Rocky Mountain roads in southwest Colorado. On day 1, we met in Berthoud to begin our nearly 380-mile ride to the Durango Rendezvous, taking a scenic route through mountains and national forests. The second day of riding took us to the $1 Million Highway where we went over Molas Pass and Red Mountain Pass. We rode through Silverton, Ouray, and stopped in Telluride for lunch. On day 3 we went to New Mexico to visit the Navajo Dam, then proceeded to the small town of Chama where we had lunch. Later in the evening we enjoyed the dinner at the Durango Rendezvous banquet. For day 4, we went to Mesa Verde, well known for its preserved ancestral Puebloan cliff dwellings. For over 700 years, the ancestral Pueblo people built thriving communities on the mesas and in the cliffs of Mesa Verde. Day 5 at the Durango Rendezvous was our final excursion day and took us to the Indian Motor Works to see old classic Indian motorcycles that have, or are in the process of being restored. Indian Motor Works has restored and refurbished old Indian motorcycles for over 4 decades. This place is amazing and is like going back in time. After our July chapter meeting, we went on a lunch ride. We rode Wrist Canyon to Stove Prairie, and then on to Poudre Canyon where we stopped for lunch at the Mishawaka along the river. For our dinner ride, we went to the town of Alt and ate at Casa Margarita's Mexican restaurant. The decor was very much like Sol de Jalisco in Wellington. The staff here was super friendly, and the food was delicious. This place is definitely a hidden gem in the tiny town of Alt. For the NOCO IMRG 4th chapter anniversary, we did an overnight ride. We rode over Cameron Pass to Walden where we had lunch. Then we rode over Rabbit Ears into Steamboat Springs where we did some shopping. Later we headed further west to Craig where we spent the night. We ate and celebrated at a great little Italian restaurant, Carelli's, in Craig. The next morning, we rode to Steamboat for breakfast before heading home. The Northern Colorado IMRG's 4th year was fantastic. We rode 3,119 miles over the year spreading across 25 riding days. We experienced breakfast rides, lunch rides, dinner rides, overnight rides. We had motorcycle skills training sessions and social events. All the while forging friendships through the love of motorcycles. And we're not done yet as we head into year 5 and continue to ride, seek, and explore.